gave him permission for that.
Very gracious, very kind.
I'm a gracious guy. What can I say? Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. It's another DrawBomb in your hair, in your hands, in your face. It's another DrawBomb. Welcome. That's another show. It's DrawBomb. It's the show where we draw. And boy howdy, it's boy do we. Yeah, we do that. That's it. There's no pun. Welcome. It's your old pal Ian and Brandon. Do you want to introduce yourself? Oh, I just said your name and then you said your name. Oh boy, it's us. We're here. Hello.
It's good to be here.
It is good to be here.
I missed here.
I did too. It's been like a whole week, it feels like.
It feels just like that. Almost a week exactly.
Man. Yeah,
to
like
the minute.
To the minute. Boy, I guess we already did all the introductory stuff. I felt like there was one more thing I should say as like an introductory, but I guess I'll just say, Brandon, what you been up to this week?
Wow. You know, what haven't I been up to this week? I had some friends over that I haven't seen in a while.
Wow.
That was great. One of my old roommates came to visit. That was very fun.
Wow. Are these people I know? Like, do I know it? I think I know the one friend you're talking about, and I think I might know the roommate you're referring to. I can't say for certain.
So Brad was in my wedding with you,
Dr. Tyler Kopman.
Exactly. He was also in our Two Dicks on the Beat cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he was one of my roommates in college, and gosh, he's a gem.
He is a gem. He's a fun guy.
He's a high quality person. So that was very fun. Haven't seen him in a little while. And yeah, so they came over and hung out and stayed the night, and it was a fun time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Leviathan Den and Z-Newt's in the chat.
Wow.
Hello, my friends.
Wow. All right.
1,000 wows for our friends.
That's right. That's a wow for every friend.
Wow.
Wow.
This was a very silent comparison.
Well, the first wow is because like I pressed the button a bunch, but like it was waiting for loading them up.
Some wows.
I know. I feel like my wows are a similar volume.
Wow. Oh, okay.
But like the first one was loud because I mashed the button a bunch. But you know, sometimes when you do your first sound on the Stream Deck's like, oh shit, you wanted me to do this, and so it takes like a second and kind of chains them up.
Stream Deck's like, I don't know if I should, but all right, you're the boss.
Oh, jeez, make me get off my ass, why don't you? Wow. So cool. So they stayed the night probably because you live like 50 miles away from everybody now.
It's like 3.5 hours from them.
Jesus.
They live extra far away. They live on the other side of Michigan.
Oh my gosh.
You know how everybody, as I taught you, people in Michigan refer to the state as they use their hand as a map.
Is it the front of the hand or the back of the hand?
I don't know if my camera's being reflected or not, but like the thumb is on the right on like a map, you know.
Yeah, I think our cameras are being reflected, so you have to hold up your left hand and do it reversed wise.
Yeah, it's like this then, I guess. But they're way over in the tippy top of the thumb.
And the piggy.
And I'm way over here.
Wow.
The opposite side of the palm. Wow.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Wow.
So yeah. But it was great to see him. What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Good guy. Met him at the wedding in person, and it was a good guy. He was really fun to hang out with. I felt like such a fish out of water at that wedding because
did you? No one would know that you felt that way.
Just a little bit, just because like, you know, I'm hanging out with a bunch of people who like, you know, in person, and like, you know me in person, but then like I'm there and I'm like, hello, I'm from the internet.
I mean, that always happens. I mean, anytime I'm hanging out with you in your neck of the woods, that's kind of the feeling, because you're like, okay, I only know all these people through you. I mean, I don't know these people, you know. It's a weird, like, when you're being introduced to everybody.
Yeah. It's
like a weird, uneven playing field type of thing. But it's fine. It's always good.
As
long as you just like embrace it, there's, you know.
I'm sure I'm sure a lot of people can sort of empathize with the feeling of like being introduced, like being one group of friends and essentially being introduced to like the other group of friends, and you're just like, oh, hey, what we have in common is we know a guy, you know.
Yeah, but you know, it's always fun. I always have a great time.
Yeah, I had a great time too.
I hope you did. Yeah, vice
your
versa.
Friends all made me feel very welcome and comfortable. They didn't haze me at all, which is good.
I paid them handsomely to leave you, to be nice to you.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate it. You should have paid them a little bit more.
Don't kick his ass right away.
Don't fucking bust his butt, you guys.
He hates it.
I hate when my butt gets busted.
They're breaking my butt.
Breaking my butt. Don't break my butt. Oh, he's breaking my butt. Rip in peace.
Yeah.
So, you know, Officer Tyler Cotman visited you. That was cool.
Yes.
Anything else happen? Is it or do you have anything you want to...
Kitty right now. I mentioned that, I think, like 2 episodes ago, but that's been a big part.
That's an ongoing storyline.
Yeah.
It's what they call an arc in the biz.
It sure is. He's fun. He's great. He's a little spicy. I got some little slashes and bites on my hand, but we're getting to know each other. We're, you know, getting to know each other in the sauce. But,
that's how it goes.
But he's cool. So there's that. Thanksgiving is upon us. I'm ready to eat some food.
Nice.
Are you doing anything for Thanksgiving?
I'm this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm having a dinner with family that involves food.
Sure, but getting together with like immediate family, you're getting together with that the whole bunch.
We technically already did.
Every year, do you mix it up?
We do the same thing every year. We technically already did the Thanksgiving thing that we do. We have a bunch of family on Dad's side who we all get together with, and we call it Garage Thanksgiving because the one aunt sets up a bunch of tables in her garage, and then we just eat the Thanksgiving in the garage with the doors closed. It's well insulated, so it works, and it gives plenty of space.
You wouldn't know you're in a garage, except for the fact that there's like a lawnmower near you and like maybe like a gas can.
You're eating underneath a big kayak hanging from the ceiling.
There's a drain on the floor. There's some bikes, perhaps.
Yeah. But yeah, we did that. That was like this weekend. So I ate a shit ton. I've passed out in my seat.
How was it?
It was good. The food was good. Food's always good.
Favorite food that you had at Garage Thanksgiving?
It's always ham.
And don't tell me you ate something garage related.
Oh,
a handful of screws I found.
A bunch of grass clippings. Which is it's essentially the same as like wheatgrass in your food, you know.
Zenut says the beginning of this drawing is sus as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a man tied up. What's the big deal?
Yeah, he's just bent over with something off screen.
He's looking fearingly behind him.
Yeah.
Double Rocket says Black Cat. No, Black Cat. We went to go meet Black Cat, but Black Cat was a little like apprehensive, you know, not exactly what we were looking for. We want somebody a little more friendly. So I got this cat that bites me a lot. Instead.
That's even better.
But he is like Siamese-ish. I'd pick him up, but he's sleeping, and he would bite me if I picked him up right now. So
I believe the politically correct term is conjoined.
Yeah, we got two. You know, it was a bargain because we got 2 cats for the price of 1.
Yeah, there you go.
The only problem is they fight each other.
Oh man, that's gonna happen.
They didn't ask for this, you know. No. God spit in their mouth.
That's a hell of a way to phrase it. I don't know. I think we just veered back into politically incorrect.
It's not sitting well with me.
I wish it shouldn't.
Yeah. Forget I said that. But yeah, he's down here. He's on.
All right.
I'm sure he'll hop up sometime during the show.
He's
Daddy here. Hello.
Hey, and we got a Lizaze. Lizaze was at Garage Thanksgiving last year, but she wasn't able to make it this year.
Next time, I bet Lizaze brings some great dishes to pass.
I think last year she brought cupcakes. Although I passed out in my chair before I got. I always pass out. I always like eat so much food and then I just food coma right then and there on the spot.
Taking a nap is part of Thanksgiving. If you don't take a nap, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I unbuckle my pants. And
you go sit in front of a football game that you don't give a shit about. You fall asleep.
That's right. Boop, is that a butt? Poop from a butt. Wait, what? What's poop from a butt? Oh, who's got poop?
I don't think there's any poop. There's no poop from a butt on this screen.
There's no poop here. There's no. Don't tell Twitch. There's no poop here.
We promise.
We promise. What were you saying before I started screaming about poop?
I think I was just reading the chat.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you're so dumb.
Ian, how's your week been?
It's been alright. I'm just looking for work in all the wrong places. Wait, that's not how the phrase goes. But that's what I've been doing. Is all. And let me tell you.
Daddy says he looks like a butt's pooping out the bomb. That's not what's happening.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, that does actually look like a butt.
Did I draw it badly?
No, it's just the.
How do you draw? It's because his head's a circle and that's not normal.
Well, it's also like the shoulder is making like the ass cheek.
Yeah, I guess you should have like more of a neck, but I don't know.
We don't. I mean, we never really accounted for necks in the DrawBomb mascot anatomy.
Circles.
I see the butt now. I see the butt and the poop that everyone's referring to.
I know. Well, not everyone. Let's not blow this out of proportion. Only one person thinks that.
I was at first I wasn't seeing everything.
I see it too, but I don't want to accept it.
It wasn't until it was like explicitly like described in the chat, and then I was like, oh, that is a butt.
Don't worry. By the time we're done, it will no longer resemble a butt. Maybe.
I hope.
We're gonna anything.
If we set our Discord up as a community Discord, then Discord might say, hey, look, you can't post this image, you guys.
What? It's just a guy shitting a bomb by some turkeys. What's wrong with that?
I don't know. It was weird. I was trying to post our one, like back when I had the Discord. We used to be much more up to date on the Discord. We would post like the title cards we draw every episode. We did that for like a whole 2 weeks.
I'm gonna get into it again. I promise you. I'm gonna take control. I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
Starting tomorrow.
It's always a good time to start. Is tomorrow.
That's maybe my biggest weakness. Everything starts tomorrow.
So that's how it never gets done. Because every tomorrow is still tomorrow. Never comes.
There's always a tomorrow.
But the one time we did it, when we first started playing Valheim, we drew a picture of us like fighting one of the trolls in the game, and I couldn't post it on Discord because Discord kept like it has like an automated like.
It thought it looked.
It looked like
he was naked, but it was blocked by stuff. We didn't show anything.
It was very PG. It was like it was fine, but
there's like a tree in front of his groin, and he's like naked running around. But like in the game, they're
just straight up
covered
naked.
by moss.
Yeah. But Discord has like an automated bot that's just like, hey, is that a butt right there? And then Discord would not let us post that image. So I was
I guess we should feel honored that the AI thought our drawing was good enough to know what it was looking at.
It's true. But then I turned off the Discord as being a community Discord because I was just like, hey, I'll tell my Discord what to post and what not to post.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I'm in charge. I'm the captain now.
Yeah. Wait, are you Tom Hanks? Tom Hanks.
Ah! How's that? For that Tom Hanks impression.
Sounded just like him. I couldn't even tell. Like I thought he was here. I was like, whoa, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the deepfake technology is getting too strong. And
yeah.
All you need is my impression behind it, and no one will know the difference.
Exactly. You're like that fake Tom Cruise guy.
Yeah. just like fake Tom Cruise guy, which we later found out was in one of our
one of the movies we watched and who we compared directly to Tom Cruise. Final Destination.
That was the guy.
That was the guy. I reject the board. Oh wait. First of all, Business Daddy says they just see butts everywhere. Reject the board. Reject butt. Return to arm. I thought it looked like a nude. I had that happen with the chunky hamster. Oh, it thought it looked like a nude. Yeah, the Discord bot thought that the troll looked like a naked guy. And I guess hamsters also set the bot off. So the technology has a ways to go yet. Like the technology isn't quite there, everybody. I did see like
one day at a time.
I saw clips
every day
of
we stray further from God.
That's right. Every day we fall further from God's grace. No, but we mentioned God a lot, but we're not religious, which is very funny.
I was for a while. So,
oh yeah, me too.
You know,
I mean, it's baked in.
Even though I'm not, it's baked in. It's part of who I am.
Yeah, I was raised that way. But
I woke up this way.
I woke up. I did watch like clips, not like the whole thing, but I watched like a clip or two from a stream where somebody got like one of those AI, like they like connected an AI to like a VTuber model thingy, and then they got the VTuber to like look at pictures of people's like streaming setups, and then the robot would just like say the meanest shit about them. And it was pretty funny. It was pretty good. It was pretty solid. Like and like it was impressive. Like the bot was able to like detect things in the images and like specifically like comment and like make really wicked roasts about them. Like it looked at one guy who's like, he's a notoriously like sloppy and like gross streamer, and it was like saying like, hey, you're doing your part, you're running a 5-star motel for bugs, and like guys got like a bunch.
That the AI came up with that.
Well, the AI didn't
be out of business.
The AI didn't come up with it. It obviously like what I'm assuming it did is because like, you know, the chatbots in general, they just like essentially like search the internet and then like collate the information into a thing. So I'm assuming like somebody posted about running a roach motel or whatever the hell, which is a common phrase, roach motel. Or at least it's like not uncommon at least. And you know, it's sort of it works within those sort of things. It was also really savage. Like the one person had like a bunch of blankets in the room, and they said like, what are you doing with that blanket fort set up? Trying to like go back to your childhood? It was just like, it was like sick. It was like ruthless because the robot
was attacking. Actually
has no chill, because it can't. It's not programmed to have chill.
It doesn't understand emotion.
It doesn't. So it was just like
how to destroy. It's kind of like the Terminator.
Yeah. It was just straight up firing shots at everybody. It was great. It was very funny. It was a very smart. It was a very funny stream. I don't want to call the robot smart because again, it's just like taking what other people have said and then like putting that out there. Right. But it picked some good burns. Wow. So Brandon.
Yes, Ian.
What have you been watching?
Don't ask me that again.
Oh, okay. What have you been up to? What have you done this week? I don't remember. I'm a goldfish.
Let's just loop that around the whole.
We just like constantly say the same stories like for the 2 hours.
Well, I don't know. Watching. I've been watching a few things. I started today. I watched a little bit of the Scott Pilgrim anime.
Wow! I've been meaning to watch that. I'm excited for it.
And so I was expecting it to be like a retelling of the books, but like a little bit more true because it's like
they have the time,
more time. But no, it's like a whole kind of new-ish story.
Interesting.
It's like it's pretty like it's like a alternate story. It's like a lot of it's like the same, but then a lot of it's very different.
Interesting.
Right off the bat, it goes down like a different road, and there's like nods to the original. And I don't know if they're gonna do some like weird like
alternate timeline
multiverse thing like everyone does. They probably will because who doesn't? And it's still open for that potentially. But regardless, it's like No, it's like a kind of separate thing, but it's
Interesting.
fun so far. The animation's really cool.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
don't know how I feel about it yet, and I'm gonna wait. I'm like halfway through it, so
Okay.
I'm enjoying it so far, but I don't know. I'm curious to see where they're going with it because it's very different than what I was expecting story wise.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if I mean it's been like over 10 years since the original books came out. I wouldn't be surprised if like Brian Lee O'Malley was like, there's some things I would do differently with the story, so maybe this is his opportunity to like sort of redo the story and redo elements that he's not as big of a fan of anymore.
There's some little nods to it in almost like a way like what you might have seen the original time is a story within this story type of thing. I don't know, but
okay,
you'll have to watch for yourself. But I don't know, the animation's good. It's fun.
I think it's interesting that I think it's interesting they got like all the voice cast from the movie to like reprise their roles. That was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
So it's weird because it's like it's like simultaneously like the book but not, and then also simultaneously like the movie but not. It's like it's inhabiting like this weird strata.
Interesting thing, but yeah, the animation's great, so I've been enjoying that part.
Cool.
What about you? Have you been watching anything?
No. I just I've just been busy like doing shit. Unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to enjoy things.
To be a lazy piece of trash like myself.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Been doing a lot of shopping for insurance, which has been a great time.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Turns out I can't afford any of it.
I know, they're all terrible, and the ones you can afford don't do shit.
No, I can't even afford the ones I can't even afford any of them. There's like not even one that's like in my price range.
Gotcha. Yeah, they'll always had issues with it. I don't know. It's almost like a scam on the low level.
Yeah.
Because even the ones if there were ones you could afford at the bottom, they don't do anything for you. Yeah, that's what I've been kind of dealing with. Sucks.
Yeah, there's a lot that are like, hey, you can have insurance, but like the out of pocket or like what you pay after the copay or whatever is like $10,000 before we start covering it, and I'm like,
exactly.
That's still me going into debt.
And then on top of that, a lot of them pull from your tax credit, so the tax season comes around and you get no money.
Yeah.
If you were paying taxes all year, you get nothing because your insurance credit ate all the rest of it.
Yeah, although that's also from when I had when I got my insurance off the marketplace back in like 2016, something like that. That was like I could decide how much of the tax credit was used, so it was like, hey, we'll lower your monthly cost, but it was like
I could too, but if you don't want to be paying like $500 a month for like trash insurance that doesn't do anything for you, you have to dip into your credit. It's just like it's a losing game.
Yeah. Wow.
I just long for the sweet embrace of death. That's all. Is that so much?
Just pull the plug on me, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing this week. I just want
God to spit in my mouth.
Yeah, there you go. We brought it back.
Well, I'm sorry you're dealing with that because it's not fun. It stresses me out every year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking out a loan to afford insurance.
I'm going to start looking for a different job with insurance as the main thing in mind.
There you go. Just do what I did. Get a job at a bank.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I will.
If you find a good one, or if you not a good bank, but if you find like I don't know. The one that I worked at was like fine, but also they were like, hey, you gotta sell loans, and that was like annoying because I'm trying to do my job, and like I always made this joke, but it was like people would come up to my teller window and they'd be like, how much money do I have in my account? And I'd be like, you have $20 in your entire life. They'd be like, great, can I get that? And then I'd be like, okay, do you want a car? And that would be my job. And if I didn't get them that car, I wouldn't get a raise for like the next year, which I thought was bullshit.
I'm a banker, not a salesman.
Yeah. Damn it, Jim.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was always fun, like where they'd be like, hey, so you did a great job. Everything's like an S, but your loans are at a C. So we're giving you a 25-cent bump in pay for next year. And I'd be like, okay, but like no one has money. Like I can't sell a loan because everyone's credit sucks. Which is just fun. It's just super fun. Love it.
Sounds fun.
Great.
And when you trick the guy with $20 into getting a loan, then you feel good too about what you just did to that person.
So nice. The one benefit I can say is that I did work in a credit union, and their express thing was like if we refinance a loan, we couldn't get them like that refinance for like a higher interest rate. We could only get them a lower rate. So at least like I was never like abjectly fucking somebody over in that sense, but like, you know, still getting somebody a loan
right
when maybe they shouldn't, or like running somebody's credit when I know like that's not gonna work feels bad.
Yeah,
man.
You're supposed to sell loans to people that you know, like as somebody you're like who knows better. You're like, you really shouldn't do this, and they're like, all right, yeah, sign me up, and you're like, okay,
all right, I'll get you that line of credit. Here you go.
Here we go.
And like the best way, and they were like, try and get a home loan, and I'd be like, okay, well, like people are very specifically like looking for home. Like I can't just like ask a rando like, hey, do you want a home loan? And they'll be like, you know what, I think I will buy a house. And it's like, that's not how any of this works. It's not how any of this
and
works.
They're like downtown Philly, like who's buying houses?
Oh my god, like we were lucky if people didn't smear shit on the walls in the bathroom. Like how the fuck am I gonna sell a loan? Jesus Christ, when COVID started, I had to like turn a guy away from the door who didn't have a mask on because we weren't allowed to allow people in who didn't have masks on. Like I had to turn away a guy who was clearly about to like shit his pants from like all the heroin he did. And I was like, so, you don't have a mask, man. I'm sorry. You can't shit in our bathroom. You got to shit in your pants. Which he proceeded to, I'm pretty sure. So,
in front of you.
Yeah. It was,
while making eye contact.
Yeah. He wasn't really able to make eye contact with anything or anybody. So it was, you know, it wasn't wasn't quite as, what's the word I'm looking for? Punitive, or I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. I'm depressed all over again.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Wasn't trying to do that. I just making small talk.
No, it's okay. I brought it up. If anyone knows somebody who's hiring, please. Please. I beat Golden Light.
You did.
Yeah.
What's your review of the game?
It was fun for a time.
Is it ever get explained, or is it just weird and nonstop, and then it's weird and then it's over?
You know, it's sort of it doesn't super duper make sense by the end, but like you do learn enough about the story to know sort of like the main driving point of the story is like you're trying to save your girlfriend from like this weird dungeon.
Is that who she is?
Yeah. And so, or she's your wife, or she's, I don't know. She's just labeled as she in the game. But
she's somebody to you.
Yeah, and you do sort of learn the conclusion of that storyline essentially. And so like by the end of it, like I had some theories going on about what was happening, and so by the end, I did know if my theory was correct or not. And that was, and yeah, that's, but like you don't really understand like why everything is meat.
It just is.
I have one theory, and I think it's all supposed to be like your character's like going through intense grief or something, and so it's like all like this hallucination or something like that. But you know,
beat that pretty quick.
It's a short game. Like the game doesn't overstay its welcome. Maybe it does if like you don't know what the hell you're doing, which it's very easy to to have that happen in the game. And somehow the ending was not at all what I expected, yet at the same time exactly what I expected. So, not gonna get much more into it than that. But I beat it. It's done. I did it.
I got it free on Epic just recently, so maybe I'll try it at some point if you recommend it.
I mean, it's worth like, it took me like 10 hours to beat, I'd say. It's worth at least 5 of those hours, and then, you know, if the other 5, if the game's really captivated you, it's worth those other 5. So
Sure.
That's how I would say.
Real quick, Belbo Rocket says, I may be in the butthole of another shitty city, but I'm still glad I didn't actually move to Philly.
I love Philly.
Where are you now? I was gonna say, where are you now? I know for a moment she was considering Philly.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Pennsylvania, there's like 2 cities, and it's Philly and Pittsburgh. And then if you reveal the location of any other city, like you're essentially doxing yourself because they're so tiny.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll leave it up to her if she feels like saying it or not. She doesn't have to. But
I love Philly. I mean, I would love to be back in Philly. I love that city, and everything's just expensive nowadays. So it's like, you know,
everywhere you go.
It's not really a matter of like, oh, it's Philly, that's the issue. It's just like, fucking.
I think the bigger the city, the more expensive it gets, but still, you know, it's expensive everywhere, even small spots.
Well, Philly was pretty cheap for. Philly's like the 3rd biggest or 6th biggest city in like the United States. It wasn't bad, but like as with everywhere, they've torn down a bunch of buildings and have started building condos everywhere. So it's like now it's like getting gentrified as hell. So like places that were super cheap to live are now $1,000 a month more expensive or something like that. So it's like, it was cheap. That was like 10 years ago. And then a bunch of condo developers like went and started bulldozing shit. So it's like,
I have a friend who just got a job in Philly. They're moving there from Michigan now.
Oh, wow.
To get started.
They need a tour guide.
Soon.
I'll do it for $50. Or for a meal, whatever they want to pay.
Whichever is greater value.
Probably the meal.
But yeah, so they're, you know, starting there soon. It's pretty cool.
Nice, that's cool. Where are they working? Where do you know,
I forget what the company's name is, but he's a graphic designer. I don't know I forget what company he's going to. It's some big shit, what's it called? I don't remember. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of Morgan's close friends. I'm friends with him too, but I don't know the details as much.
That's fair.
She was here, she could help with that. But
it's not like I know graphic design companies, so even if you were like, oh, it's like Hoopla magazine or whatever, I wouldn't be like, oh,
it's not
cool.
a graphic design company. It's just, you know, all companies need some graphic design.
Yeah. This is true.
So he's moving out. Got he got a promotion. He's going. So
all right.
Good for him.
Good for him.
You need another reason to go out there.
That's true.
Besides your ways.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm not even gonna be out here for that long too, eh? As far as I know.
Leviathan Den says the Hershey area is crazy expensive, mostly due to the park and Hershey School. Georgia Chocolate Town.
Yeah, we like the chocolate.
Is it Chocolate Town?
We like the chocolate. We eat the chocolate.
There, you know, you turn on the water faucet and like chocolate.
It's like, brown.
Syrup comes out.
It's not from all the fracking. It's from the chocolate.
Every single person who lives there is like, "Hello, welcome to Hershey," and they got like,
hello. Chocolate. Yeah. We don't know what a dentist is. What you talking about, mate?
I'm obviously, just to be clear, not shitting on anyone actually from there. I'm like, this is like some fake scenario.
We're making jokes about the chocolate.
Yeah. If you were to eat and drink chocolate for every meal,
it wouldn't be healthy. This may be a controversial opinion, but it's not healthy to eat chocolate. 9 out of 10
dentists say don't do it.
Yeah.
Who's true. That 10th guy? He's on drugs. He's
getting
fringe.
Paid by the sugar lobby.
There's always that 10th guy who's just like an asshole. The other dentists are like, Well,
if it was
talk to that guy, he's crazy.
If it was unanimous, people would be like, "What? Well, okay, you guys are clearly fucking around with us. Like, there's no way you all agree." And it's like, well, no, it's the sky is blue. It's like, well, 9 out of 10. It makes it a little bit more believable because you're like, well, who's that 10th guy? He's crazy. He's the odd man out.
Well, that's the real reason, but.
Well, yeah, I know. We're making jokes here.
We're doing goofs.
We're doing goofs and bits.
I like the color choice you've done for the background.
Thank you. I wasn't sure what the hell I was going to do with this. So you saw the Scott Pilgrim anime. That's what
I've watched about half of it.
I've mostly seen it referred to as the Scott Pilgrim anime, which I guess isn't incorrect.
I think that's a fair way to. What makes something an anime?
I don't know. I watched this whole story. I watched a whole video about a guy. He's an American like comic maker, but he calls the comics he makes manga. And they are very like shonen sort of like styled. So like if you were like read it, it wouldn't be that very different from like, you know, reading a One Piece manga or something like that. And he kind of went into like, you know, manga means comic means manga, you know, anime means cartoon essentially. Like it's all the same. It's just like a matter of how you want to like, you know.
I think it's like a stylistic choice.
Yeah, like what vibe are you giving?
I think the way that you measure whether something's an anime or not is if the intro is over 2 minutes or not.
Is the intro for Scott Pilgrim?
It's long, and it's in Japanese.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So, you know, it's as anime as it gets.
That's pretty anime.
But yeah, it seems cool so far. I've also actually been watching the Cyberpunk anime, which is pretty good. I've been enjoying. I haven't finished that one either, because I'll just put on. I don't finish anything before starting something new. You're just hopping from hop around. I just consume content like a vacuum.
I'm the opposite. Like I gotta like if I start something, like I have to finish that before I start the next thing. Like I can't.
Yeah, I think it'd be better if I was that way. I think I need to like stop it.
You got too much ADHD on your brain, bro.
It's true. I have a lot.
But yeah, I just
that shows. I've been enjoying that a lot too. It's fun. The animation's really great. It's good action. I recommend.
I saw a clip of that, and I saw like people's heads getting exploded and stuff, and I was like, "Hey, this is like an anime."
You're like, "Yay, this is my kind of show." Heads getting exploded, yes.
Wow, I can see the whole jawbone.
Yep, you see some jawbones in the show.
Yes, you do. So you're enjoying that so far? That's like 6 episodes. I feel like what the Scott Pilgrim and the Cyberpunk thing both have like 6 episodes to them.
Mini series.
Yeah.
Just more like what I'm more like willing to do.
Yeah, it's not as big of a commitment. I've been watching Frasier again with the parents.
Have you watched any of the new Frasier? Has that started?
No, I haven't. It has started. It's on Paramount Plus, and I don't have that. And you know, no.
I feel like having no Niles makes me kind of not interested.
Yeah, Niles is like one of the best parts of the show.
He's the best part.
Well, I think my favorite characters in Frasier are Martin, the dad, and Roz, the radio show producer, because they're just like great characters that sort of like really balance.
I don't think they're in it either.
No, they're well. Martin's dead, so I mean that's just not gonna happen. Oh, okay. But Roz
died too.
No, she's fine.
No, I'm just kidding. That's not a funny joke. What am I doing?
She's apparently the only person from like the original series who makes like any sort of cameo in the new show, which is cool.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm surprised there's no. Niles has got to like walk in one episode out of the whole thing, or else what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised
unless there's some falling out.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because it's just like, okay, like from what I hear, David Hyde Pierce is just like, all right, I did the character, it's over. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, bring that back?
Integrity. Ew.
What? Get the fuck out of here, you jamook. I don't know if that's an okay word to say, right? That hasn't been co-opted by anybody calling somebody a jamook.
You'll be hearing from the lawyers.
Oh no. I was just trying to sound like a crazy Italian guy.
Oh no, that made it worse by saying that part.
Oh, shit. Better call up my ancestors.
They won't answer. They don't want to get canceled too.
Hey, you said the word jamook? What is the matter with you?
I better call the old country.
That's right. Hello, old country? So yeah, I haven't seen any of the new Frasier. I'm not expecting anything of it, like, you know.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
No, God, no. I'm not. I have no plans. Like, if I'm not gonna order Paramount Plus just to watch Frasier the remake, and
What?
I don't have any other reason to watch Paramount Plus. So it's like,
I thought you liked art. What are you doing?
oh no, what's wrong with me? Business father says, "Hello, old country."
It's me, Ewan.
It's me. Hello, it's your friend or your
I'm with the same
grandson.
band.
I descended from you. I feel like I should make the bomb in the title just a little bit brighter now because of the
Yeah,
turkeys.
maybe
Or I
make
gotta-
the color of my bomb. It'll match.
Oh hey. Well, the word bomb, not the actual bomb. Like the word bomb blends in with the turkeys.
Oh.
Because there's a word there too, you'll know. That's a little better. I also considered making the turkeys a darker color, but they don't have pixel lock in draw pile. They should really get pixel lock. That would be an amazing feature to add.
Explain pixel lock to me.
So you have pixels that you've drawn onto a layer, and then if you pixel lock it, if you try to color outside of those pixels, it can't. It just won't. So it's like you can like
Okay, that makes sense.
You can just do like fill the whole layer and it'll just fill, you know, the shit that you have drawn on that layer. It's very, very handy. That's how I like recolor shit super quick. It's very nice.
Zenut says, I do get offended when people break pasta. And the chat agrees.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're not supposed to break the paschetti. You're supposed to just leave half of it like hanging out the pot because eventually it'll fall in there.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. The paschetti.
How do you feel about that?
I agree. I think
Yeah. I also do it that way. What if you want shorter paschetti?
yeah. Sorry.
What then?
If you break the paschetti, I'll break you. That's how it goes.
I don't break the paschetti. I just saying, what if you want shorter paschetti? Then you break it, right?
Then you don't eat paschetti. Okay, get a linguine or something.
Get it. You get a different noodle.
You get a different noodle, okay? Why don't you get a what's the one? The thicker ones that are shorter.
I don't know. I don't know my noodles.
I forgot off the top of my head. I watched a whole video about
linguine.
A linguine. I watched a different one about marron. I watched a whole video about the different pastas and like why there's so many different types of pastas, and essentially what it comes down to is you know, it was just like growing up in Italy and something like that. Like the Italian moms, they'd make all the pastas and they'd kind of get creative and be like, hey, what if I made the pasta like this? And then so like then those names kind of happened.
Made different shapes for fun.
Yeah, some of the shapes are just the same, but like, you know, they were made from like different mothers in different parts of the country. So that when people were just like, oh hey, look at this, it's a babacelli, and then someone else would be like, oh, that's babacelli, well we got gribba. And then
did they all come from mothers?
It was a large part of it. It was just because, like, you know, in general, the mamas were doing the cooking.
I'm gonna add some chin balls to your turkeys.
Please do.
For lack of a better word.
Also, Business Father says, does Photoshop have pixel lock? And yes, it does. It does. It's yeah, actually, I'll post a helpful little picture for everybody. Because generally it looks like, of course, that is a photo of a pixel lock. I'm just gonna post this in the picture here real quick, guys. This is
How
what.
How you planning on coloring these Turks? Because I wanna help, but I don't wanna. I wanna follow your lead. Oh, there it is.
I was thinking of just leaving them one color. In all honesty, like just kind of keeping them.
Should we do like a monotone, or you're saying just leave it completely like one shade?
We could do it monotone, but I was thinking mostly just one shade, just kind of have them all be like a, you know, a shapeless mass sort of situation.
I want to try one little thing.
Okay. So yeah, that's Pixel Lock, everybody. Your Clip Studio has it, Photoshop has it. It's a good button. It's a good button.
I'm familiar with that button.
Highly recommend it.
What color you or what layer you been coloring these turkeys on?
BG3.
BG3. That's what it is.
The Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees.
Have you ever listened to the Bee Gees?
Oh yes, I've listened to my fair share of the Bee Gees. I like them
too. I like them too. It's interesting.
You sang karaoke of the Bee Gees when you were hanging out with me last. Not last, but recently. Not recently.
The last time we went to karaoke together. I sang "How Deep Is Your Love" because I love that song. The Bee Gees.
Great song.
It's a great song.
I love the Bee Gees.
I love the Bee Gees. It's fun. It's interesting because like before I actually listened to the Bee Gees, I was like, oh, they're that disco band that made Staying Alive. And then it turns out they barely made disco music. Most of their music is like progressive acoustic folk songs.
Yeah, the shit's good.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's good. I like a lot of their songs. A lot of their songs are like definitely aged, but for the most part, I mean, it's just good stuff in my opinion. Big fan.
Yeah, they're I like their more progressive stuff because their disco stuff it's good, but it's like strange. It's like why did you choose a Muppet voice?
Yeah. It's weird. They do have like a couple of like songs that they still bring. Like the guy can break out that Muppet voice whenever he wants.
Yeah, he's got great range.
He does. And he break. There's like one song that's so goofy. And it's like, I think it's like one of those like demos that they just like ended up not actually releasing. But so like it's like a normal song. And then there's like an instrumental breakdown at the end, and then the guy's going with like the melody of the song, and it sounds so goofy. Like I laugh at it every time I hear it because I'm just like, this is the
Gibb Brothers unleashed.
Yeah, I was like, you guys definitely knew this sounded fucking goofy as shit when you did this, right? Like this is goofy as hell. I can't say that. I can't remember what the song title is off the top of my head. I'll have to find it for people, but it's hilarious.
They're the Bee Gees, and they get to do what they want.
I love disco. I love disco too. I wonder how much anti-disco hate was latent homophobia because disco music fully slaps. Giorgio Moroder wins. Oh yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who they just hate. I'm sure there's a lot of homophobia in there, but I also think that in general people just hate new formats of music and like are eager for like their death, quote unquote, because they want people to either go back, because they expect, when people expect like one genre of music to die, they expect people to go back to like the genres before that type of music, and it's like, well, no, the seal is broken. Now we're just going to have newer genres that replace that right. Old genre that quote unquote died.
I also think like dancing and stuff sometimes like doesn't fit into like the masculinity
absolutely
vibe, although it might have been slightly different back in 60s 70s or whenever.
There's a lot of I think queer spaces that I think embrace disco and sort of that was like the type of music that I think was in a lot of those sorts of venues, so I'm sure there was plenty of that going on, but now disco is just like fully made like it's hard to like hear a lot of songs that like, right, it's not hard to find songs that don't have like a disco throwback kind of sound to them, but there's a lot of really popular music that like is fully like throwback disco sounds and stuff like that, and I'm for it. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I want those slap basses.
I don't think people are as threatened by music as they once were.
I want to say that, but I'm also like, I still hear like a lot of like trap hatred. Like trap music is like sort of like the big genre nowadays. I mean, like, Old Town Road came onto the scene combining country with trap, and after that I think like people were like eager to sort of throw trap music as like a combination with any kind of genre. So you get a lot of like trap music nowadays, and I still hear people who are like fully like, they say they're fans of music, they like all kinds of music, but then they'll say like, except for trap, I hate trap, and I'm just like, well, fuck, it's no different, dude. Like trap music is still like valid. It's just you've probably heard shitty versions of trap music.
Anytime you like claim a whole you like I like music except for this genre, you like outright a whole genre, kind of invalidates your music taste a little bit, I think, because it's like, man, it can be so different. Like, how can you just say you haven't listened to everything from that? Like, it's a weird thing to say.
It is a weird thing to say.
Making absolutes or blanket statements is a weird thing to say when you're like, judging art.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's just saying any genre, like there's every genre has so much like variety and like ways that the sound could be taken that just like outright saying, oh, I hate rap music, I hate this, like rap is so different, like from end to end, right. Like you're like there's so much you can do with it, or like rock music, like there's so much different kinds of rock. There's just like every genre has like such, you know, multitudes inside of it that it's like saying that you hate this genre.
Any genre that you think is your least favorite, I bet you somebody could still find a song that you like in it, you know, if you're actually open-minded.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you give it the chance, like you'll find, like, you know, a lot of people say they hate country music, and I get that too. Like there's a lot of like shitty stadium country, and that's definitely not the shit I like. But there's like also like sad cowboy songs, and I think those are great.
Yeah, I used to say that, and then I like actually learned like older country, and I'm like, that shit's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
like Willie Nelson and stuff like that. Like it's great stuff. So, you know, I have a hard time with emo. I've tried to enjoy it. I don't think it's bad. It's just not my fave. Yeah, for sure. I've heard emo songs that I'm not a big fan of. Like emo is also a genre I don't super get into, but I still have heard songs that I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I think Black Parade's a pretty solid banger. You know, I like to think I'm open-minded, especially as a person who makes music. So I try and find, like, if there's a genre where I'm like, I just haven't found the song that I like in it yet, I will look for it, and I will try and find at least one song in a genre that I can say like, yes, that's the good stuff for me. And it's all, you know, it's all about your personal preferences. Like a lot of people say like, oh, I hate this genre, and it's like, well, maybe you hate the up-tempo version of this genre. Have you tried the down-tempo version? Or hey, you know, this, yeah, we've already covered it. There's so much going on in each genre. It's
just be open-minded. I mean, you're not invalidated for not liking music, but also like don't throw out blanket statements.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what's the point? You're just shutting yourself off to potentially finding things you might like.
Yeah, absolutely. And who knows? Like you might find that one song that, you know, like for instance, I'm not a super big metal guy. It's not my speed. I do enjoy more down-tempo stuff, and metal in general is very like aggressive and heavy. But you know, we've been featured. Our cartoons get regularly featured on the Punkies mixtape, which is a sort of like music broadcasting stream that a couple of folks that we've gotten to know do, or at least I've gotten to know. But they generally play metal and stuff on their show, and I've been listening to it, and it's kind of been my chance to sort of like get myself more knowledgeable about emo and metal, because they do sort of like gravitate towards those specific genres. And you know what, they play some songs in there that I'm like, wow, that's a phenomenal song that I just heard right there.
Metal's been growing on me a little. Like you hear the right song every so often, and I'm just like, okay, that's great. Like, you know, I don't know, overall I'm not a big metal guy either, or like, you know, heavier music. It's not my normal thing I'm like interested in. Just even like just for like the, you know, the vibes I'm looking for when I'm listening to music. But like
absolutely.
There's the occasional song that's great. I like kind of like more like, I don't know if this is a good description, but it's just I like the more like kind of like pop metal, where it's like a little more like fun, a little more consumable. It's not as like,
usually the pop versions of songs are like like a lot of people's like first like chance to dip their toe into a genre, and that's like you start with the pop version of that song because it's kind of like it's like a blend of the two different genres, and then like that is sort of like your gateway into hearing more of like the pure version of this, and it's sort of like, you know, you get acclimated to the genre a little bit before you you know, it's like if you say like, oh, I love, you know, I'm not a big fan of horror, so I love horror, but you know, in this scenario, like saying I'm not a big fan of horror, But then you watch something like, I don't know, It Follows, or just like a really, really solid and like not as crazy horror movie, instead of like jumping into like, I don't know, some Rob Zombie shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that, you know, it's all about dipping your toes into these genres. Like every genre is guaranteed to have something that you will like. It's just a matter of, it's hard to find maybe that specific, you know, pool that you're looking for. And yeah.
Business Father says, also I try to never yuck anyone's yums in general. That's right. That's the
back to episode 1.
This show.
That's right. Episode 1. I learned that term, episode 1 of this show, and I was like, oh, what? That's great. And ever since then, we don't yuck yums here. We only yum yums. We only yum yums. We don't yuck yums. We yum yums. All right,
how do you feel about the drawing?
I think it's good. I think this drawing's done.
We did it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Wow, happy.
Right. Shall we take a little break?
We'll take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be back, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do next.
Sounds great.
All right.
I'm gonna slap that add button.
All right.
Feel free to go use the bathroom.
I forget the Draw Scyther from Memory theme song.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
It was the passage of time is our worst enemy. It's time to draw Scyther from memory. Hi guys, we're back. We haven't done this one in a while, but we're gonna play a game that we like to do every once in a while, where we draw Scyther from memory. So
I'm trying to shut out the world and go into the back of my annals of my mind.
Hey, we're not allowed to
lives.
We're not
there all
allowed
the time.
We're not allowed to show our annals. Nor are we allowed to express those glands.
I have to grab my mind by the annals and pull it open.
Oh boy. Just gonna goatsy Scyther from your memory.
Scyther's in there somewhere.
I'm trying to draw a straight line. Okay, that's good enough. This song gives me 2006 Nintendo DS game vibes, Animal Crossing, KK Slider song vibes. I'm curious which song that is. I can't hear the music that we played during of this.
I love the KK Slider songs.
Me too. They're great. They
make new games and they just keep adding new ones, and then they just like include all the old ones. So every new game has like a backlog of like there's like 50 KK Slider songs now.
I love it. It's great. I have a buddy who specifically he makes like KK Slider covers of like other songs.
That's fun.
Like he did Africa. I think
there's
at
a big
one
draw
point.
for that on YouTube, so he's probably making bank off it.
He doesn't get as many views as he should. But you know. I did make a bunch of songs for the background of Critter Cam, and I totally like was trying to channel some Animal Crossing vibes for those, so I could probably see it being one of those songs that I made.
So for drawing Scyther, should we cover up what we're doing to each other?
What was that?
Like we normally do, or for drawing Scyther, should we cover up what we're doing to each other, or just literally? We normally usually cover it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna block your chaps 1, 2, and 3 layers. You'd block my Ian 1, 2, and 3 layers. Okay. People will be able to see what we're drawing because
suggests linking your friend who makes KK Slider covers.
Sure, I'll do that. Idea. I'll do that real quick. Let me find him.
So if you want, you can wait till the end of the show, or you can do it now. Whatever you want.
I probably won't remember by the end of the show, unfortunately, as much as I love this guy. My good old buddy Josh. Let me see. I actually just recently commented on one of his KK Slider remakes because he did it was like a KK Slider remix of a song that's a Halloween like remix. It's like this isn't it, but it's like all I want for Christmas is you to stab me or something. It's like along those vibes of the thing, but I don't remember what the exact name is. So I'm gonna try and find this guy's channel real quick.
Oh no, I don't know how to draw Scyther.
Oh shit, it's almost like that's like the goal. What?
I know, but I should have it by now.
Well, look, that's why we keep playing it. We're gonna play it until we get Scyther right, and then we move on to...
It's getting worse, I think.
And then we move on to Ratatat.
I'd have a better time with him.
Right, I'm gonna find
we need more complicated Pokemon. Once we master Scyther,
Okay, yeah, it's a KK Slider cover of "The Boys Are Back in Town to Kill You." Boom, there it is. His name is Joker Dude. He does a lot of KK Slider remixes. Oh yeah, he did a KK Slider remix of the most mysterious song on the internet, which is like that 80s vibing like song that like no one knows where it came from. It's like a weird demo song of like a pretty nice sounding song.
Oh.
He used to do chiptune concerts. Like I used to go to like chiptune concerts with him and some other friends from college. He's a very nice guy. He does pretty solid KK Slider. I actually downloaded a KK Slider sound font, which is like it's like sounds that are made to like fit onto the keyboard of like any of your like digital audio workstations. So I could technically make like KK Slider songs now too. I probably have like a thing that goes like meow 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 meow.
That's him.
That's KK.
That's the guy. It's KK.
All right.
Oh no, that's gonna be embarrassing.
So I feel like the part that I remember the least is the head right now. I feel like I have a good handle on the rest of it. I feel like the head is. And Zone Dog says, Scyther reminds me how wild it is that they made a Pokemon named Sizor. Why is that? Why is that crazy? Wild? Tom Sizemore? Why is that wild? I don't get it. Caesar. Oh, like Caesar? Like the Roman.
Austin's just drunk. Just ignore him.
That's true. Austin will occasionally send me a message every once in a while, and I'll understand the general gist of what he's saying, but I like the grammar will be like out there. And I'll be like, I'll have to do
he just wrote unsubscribe.
Fair. We were talking shit on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he enjoyed it.
Sure. The appropriate reaction. I love that little honk at the end there. Okay, I know for a fact I fucked up this head.
Mine's disgusting looking. I feel
Are we allowed to like talk?
Shame right now.
Are we allowed to talk strategies with each other while we?
Sure.
Okay, so like
we're a collective. We always have been.
Okay, so one thing about Scyther that I've tried to like really ingrain in my memory from the other like 10 times we've tried to draw Scyther from memory is he's got like a hornet body for some reason.
Yes.
He's a
got,
bug.
Like, pieces. He's got like 3 pieces, right? There's the.
I think it's 2.
The head.
Oh yeah, the head counts as a piece. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's got 2 pieces of body. He's got like an abdomen and he's got a thorax.
Okay, so I'm doing okay right now. His feet, I think, are like cones.
Yeah, they're like weird little. They're like Mega Man feet, you know.
He's got wings, and they don't go dragonfly. They both go up, right?
I think they dragonfly. Not like full dragonfly. I think it's like a wasp sort of situation.
Maybe we're talking too much.
We're trying to give each other too much info. Maybe we put a kibosh on this rule. Maybe we say we can't discuss strategy.
I think mildly, but you know, we don't want to just like help each other draw the same thing like a
true
police sketch.
That's true. He's got a big nose, and his eyes are big as well, and he's got a big ears, and he has a big mouth. And he's got a big head.
He's green.
Whoa! He's Shrek. So I've been watching a little bit of YouTube videos on the side while I work on shit. And
what? That's not like you.
What? That's crazy. Who would ever do that? The one video, I like to watch this one person on YouTube who like they discuss like writing and just like general tips and tricks, and like just they're like pretty long videos about like, you know, here's how you might improve your writing in this aspect. And the latest video is about like character arcs and things like that. And the main example she's been using is Shrek, which is
pretty funny.
She's not doing it for comedic effect though. She's just giving like a good, honest like. Yeah, she's just. But like, it's funny because
Shrek's a solid. The original one's a solid like
It
story.
is. Yeah, and
especially
she's
from like a kind of parody standpoint.
Yeah, and so she's like describing how to like write a character arc, but she's using like Shrek's arc, and it's like, oh yeah, actually, it's making appreciate Shrek just a little bit more, because like she's talking about like character motivation, and like character motivation, like it's like Shrek, his goal, which is like the more immediate thing, like his goal is that he wants to like essentially be alone, and then she's like, but why does Shrek want to be alone? Yeah, and she's like, what? But why does Shrek want to be left alone? And it's, well, it's because he doesn't feel like he can be accepted by society. So really what his motivation is acceptance, but he doesn't think he can get that until he meets Fiona and Donkey, who accept him for who he is, and only then does he start to understand that he can actually attain acceptance. And I'm just like, fuck, man, like, why are you making Shrek so deep? It's accurate.
They didn't make Shrek deep. They just analyzed that shit.
They did, but it's accurate. Like, she's not wrong at all about it,
Yeah.
and it's
yeah. He's got layers.
He's. Are you telling me he's like an onion or a parfait?
No, more like a parfait.
So her videos are very good, and she's also been doing a couple of videos where like people will send in like a chapter of the books that they're writing, and she'll like analyze this chapter and just like critique it, and she's very nice and she's very wholesome, and it's just it's a good, like, you know, I feel like I learned stuff when I watch those videos, but I forget, yeah, I just
that.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to color these, or are we just?
We don't have to color them. If you got time, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, I'll color.
Maybe if these drawings don't take us forever, we can like draw more things from memory.
My drawing's done.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
But I'm gonna get to coloring now. But you know, that's fine. I'll color for a minute. No rush. You don't have to rush.
I'm not rushing. I'm almost done anyways. I was taking too long trying to get this fucking leg for this foot.
Yeah, I struggled a lot. I'm kind of happy with it now. Although once I see the real thing, I'm gonna be disgusted with what I created.
Yeah.
But right now, I feel like this is.
You feel pretty scythered? You got it? Okay.
I know I'm wrong in a lot of ways, but I feel like this might be one of my better ones.
I feel like this is my best scyther. Like, where I'm at right now,
I think so too.
I think this is the closest I've gotten to scyther from memory. Brandon, if I were to say, hey, you know Parappa the Rappa? Do you remember?
Not at all.
Okay.
I could try though, it'd be funny. You would do way better than me.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking next we draw Parappa the Rappa from memory.
Oh my god, mine's gonna be like, it's gonna be funny because it's gonna look like a kid drew it. I can picture his like eyes and nose, and that's about it. Yeah, okay, let's try it. That'll be funny.
All right, cool. I'm almost done with Scyther. I just gotta draw his arms and his wings.
I'm coloring fast. I'm not getting like detailed.
I gotta believe. That's Parappa.
It's funny. My whole knowledge of Parappa the Rappa is the PlayStation Underground demo disc that I owned. I never had the game itself.
Interesting. I had friends who had the game, and I had one friend, like, this was back when the PS1 was like the hot new console, and I had a friend show me Parappa the Rappa, and I was like, this is so crazy. Just because like they have like those, they're like so flat, like they didn't even try to make the characters three-dimensional. They're like literally paper cutouts moving around.
They're like 3D paper.
Yeah, and I dig that vibe, actually. I think it's a great vibe.
Yeah, me too.
I also have like a really awesome remix album. Like somebody made a bunch of beats using Parappa the Rappa songs and like chopping them up as samples and stuff like that. And there's like 3 songs in there that I think are like so good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The only one I know is in the demo was Kick, Punch, It's All in the Mind, that song.
Yep. Kick, punch, turn and chop the
punch.
door. That's a pretty good one. My favorite songs that they remixed in the remix album are, there's the guy who you go to who has like the thrift store. He's like selling like shit, and he's like, in the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow. He's like kind of doing like that reggaeton sound.
Yeah.
And they got like a really cool remix of him where they kind of turn it into like a I don't know what I would call it. I would call it like, it's kind of like trap influence, but it's also got it's like I want to call it like hyper trap almost. But it's not quite. All right, I'm not going to color my Scyther, but I have finished him as far as I care to.
Can you drop a real Scyther on the thing before you reveal ours? Well, I guess the viewers already see ours, so it doesn't matter if you reveal ours.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna reveal. I'm gonna look at yours. I'm gonna say wow, and then
I'm gonna look at yours. Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
I think you really nailed the head better than I did.
Yeah, I think my head's better.
I think
yours is kind of like a mud. You got a mudkip head. Mine's pretty close. I'm getting there.
Your Scyther looks pretty damn good from just what I'm thinking of based on my memory.
Yeah,
but...
I'm feeling good. Your wings are wrong. They all go up. They don't go down like a butterfly. That's a mistake I made every other Scyther.
I guess I got to start internalizing.
Although
that.
You might bring it up and I might fucking eat my words. It's very possible.
We always
In the
use
meantime,
this...
Bubble Rocket says, I've never played them. What's the gameplay like? It's a rhythm game.
So yeah, it's a rhythm game, so it's... But it's like weird
press
because...
buttons to the beat.
But the thing is, so you have to get like a good score or a great score or something like that. But what the game does is the game actually like encourages you to sort of remix the songs in it as you're playing it. Because if you go exactly on the beat, you'll get like a good score. But if you want to get the great score, you actually have to like add extra button presses and kind of like improv. Like you're trying to like make Parappa sort of like extra rap to it, which is weird. So it's like a rhythm game, but if you want to get good scores in it, you have to sort of like have him do other. But if you do it on the beat, it sounds better. It's weird. It's weird how it works.
This is my best Scyther ever.
This is pretty damn good, man. Like you're pretty much there with Scyther.
I'm almost there. Okay, things I need to log away for next time.
Okay, yeah, let's
like a vest.
Do a little checklist. He's got like a weird like Aladdin vest, but do a little checklist by your Scyther. Like write it down.
Underbelly is only on the top. It's not on the bottom, so I need to get rid of that little yellow part. He has like
what did you just say about
to his wings? His underbelly is only on the top half. His bottom part of his body doesn't have the yellow.
Oh yeah.
Like the butt and his wings have like a edge to them, same as his Scyther, his scythes.
Yeah, his scythes are kind of like a third set of wings.
He has like a scruff under his head, top, like kind of like you almost kind of got that right on yours.
Yeah.
He's got like a scruff underneath his top.
Yeah, he's got like if like he had like let his hair grow out, he's got like the shit that kind of like starts coming around your neck or something like that, you know, before it goes like really long.
He's got a neck beard. All right, this is the closest I've ever gotten.
It's pretty dang good. I feel like we nailed the feet. I feel like we nailed the body shape. We have the parts of the arm. You have the parts of the arm more correct than I do, because he's got like the
I still need to work on the arms, but
big shoulders.
It's more like there isn't elbows really. It just kind of goes straight into the scythes. I'm trying to log all this information away in my brain for next time.
That's why I'm doing a checklist
this again in 6 months.
All right, and then my head shape is totally fucked.
You got some of the scruff, kind of.
I do. I was trying to like do his spikies that he has, but I ended up sort of getting like doing gills, sort of.
Yeah, that's it kind of looked like a mudkip head almost.
Yeah, it does. It is very mudkip head, like an axolotl. His thorax, I kind of like got it more correct than you did. Like,
yeah, you did.
Yeah, the wings are jutting backwards more so than they are. They're kind of like ladybug wings almost.
Yeah, they all kind of come out from the same point instead of being like opposite, like a butterfly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
he has like his legs go into those like balls before it leaves his body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his hips are bare, and then there's the balls.
He does have like
some yellow.
He's got like the thorax, and then he's got thighs sort of that turn into fuzzies.
You see his legs before the big balls that we put like.
Yeah. He's essentially got legs that run through, and they have a little like poodle tuft sort of like running in the middle of them. Yeah.
He does have elbows though. If you look at, well, no, not really. I just was looking at the far arm. That looks like it, but no, it just goes the little segment down to the scythe. Okay. All right, got it.
We got Scyther.
Next time, Scyther.
Yours is you're getting close.
This is the closest I've ever gotten.
I would give yours a 90% accuracy. I would give mine an 80% accuracy. Does that sound fair?
I don't know if I get 90, but maybe. maybe. I mean, I'll take it. That's.
All right. Because like you've really got like the general shape and like the design language mostly down. It's just a matter of like smaller like you're not like nothing's like fucked. Like you've just got to get like some of the details more ironed out, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Oopsies, I didn't mean to get rid of that. All right, so where did I put the Scyther picture? In the rain or in the snow, I got that funky flow.
I'm gonna save this just because I think it's. I want to.
You're so
once
proud
we finally
of yourself.
get it, I want to create a museum of our attempts.
Have we saved the other Scyther attempts?
Yeah, I've saved them all.
Oh man, it would be fun to go back through those at some point.
It would.
Once we've graduated from Scyther Academy
or something.
Yeah.
I can't wait to graduate. I studied so hard.
Studied so hard and got so far, and in the end, still couldn't really draw Scyther.
He's hard to draw.
To lose it all. Alright. Alright, so now we're gonna draw. I'm excited to.
I don't even know.
Don't start drawing your parappa just yet. Okay, now you can start drawing whenever. I'm just gonna real quick get rid of these notes I wrote for us.
I'm ashamed. Already, I haven't even started drawing.
I gotta believe. I never actually played Jammerlammy, which is like the sequel game made by the same guy.
Oh, I didn't know there was a sequel.
Yeah, it's called Jammerlammy, and you're like a lamb person in the same world, but you play guitar instead of being a rapper. I've heard good things. People seem to enjoy both. People seem to enjoy both of those games pretty well. I see a lot of like. There's one guy I watch on YouTube. His like musician name is John Wayne. All one word, but and he has like a YouTube channel where he just like shows his process of like making different beats and stuff like that, called John Makes Beats, and it's got a great voice, but he's got like this like CRT TV setup like in the background to like just kind of have like some fun visuals behind him, and he's got like usually for each video he's got like some kind of like game demo playing behind him, and one of them is like Jammerlammy in the background. I'm like, oh hey, it's usually like a PS1 game that he's got playing behind him.
What did that game come out on?
PS1. It came out like the year after Parappa the Rappa.
Gotcha. This is so stupid.
And one game I always wanted to play was Guitaru Man. I played a demo of Guitaru Man, and that shit was awesome. It was also like a different kind of like rhythm game, but it was like it was like you would have to hold the stick and like there was like a dot in the center, and notes would like come from like outside the screen, and you'd have to like hold the stick in the direction those notes were coming from, and then like hit a button. So you'd try and like essentially point the analog stick in the direction the notes are coming from, and that's like you hitting it. And it had like a cool gameplay style to it, and the songs in it were awesome, but I never had a copy of it.
How do you feel about your Parappa the Rapper knowledge?
I feel like I'm gonna get him better than Scyther. Like I feel like there's less parts. I played a good amount of Parappa the Rappa, and that one remix album that I listened to quite a bit has like a picture of him on the cover of it, I think. So I feel like I have a good knowledge. I could color him even, and I think I would get the colors right.
I don't think I can color him.
Okay, now I want you to color him.
All right, I will. It's funny, whenever you put me on the spot, I'm like, no, but like if it comes to drawing, like sure, I'll embarrass myself in that way.
Yeah, but if I have like a question, I'm like, hey, what's the last time you ever saw a person die? You'll be like, oh shit, man, I don't know. And then I'll be like, well, for me, it was last summer when I blah blah blah.
I don't know why I struggle so hard. It's just like I want to like answer thoughtfully. It's not that I'm like embarrassed. It's just like I really like. I'm like, man, I don't know. I have to like dig through my head, and it's not quick for me sometimes.
That's fair. I mean, I do ask like very weirdly specific questions, and I mean, I assume they just make for good conversation.
You're better at be like, just like letting it rip. I don't know. I at the very least, I should just make something up.
Yeah, I think I'm just a narcissist. So like, if I'm like always eager for a chance to be like, oh well, here's my thoughts on laundry detergent. Last summer,
also in your, you're asking questions that you have an answer lined up for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yourself.
That's also I have I get a preview of what's on the card.
But even with that, you do a good job. If I like threw something at you, you're good at rolling with the punches.
Here, try and knock me off my feet right now.
When's the last time you saw a dead body?
One time I was riding my bike home from work, and I saw a bunch of paramedics on the sidewalk, and the guy they were around a guy on the ground, and let me tell you, I'm pretty sure that guy was dead because his body looked especially sunken into the concrete.
It's always unpleasant when you see that.
Yeah, it's not.
It's one of those things that you drive past, and not that we have to go down this road now. Actually, you drive past like a ambulance, and you're like rubbernecking. I try not to, but I do it, and then you see something, you're like, oh, well, that's what I get for looking.
Well, that's gonna haunt me for my days.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah.
When's the last time you saw a dead Parappa the Rapper body?
Oh man, in my visions all the time. You know what? I'm realizing I don't think I remember what Parappa's. I think everything like upper torso I remember pretty well, but it's once I get to the legs and the shoes, then I kind of get a little hazy.
I have zero ideas about colors. Now I'm just fully guessing.
Oh man, I'm so excited to see your Parappa. That's like I have to like specifically look at the chat.
Should hire me.
They should. I have to specifically look at the chat and not the OBS window because of the setup we have. I can't see what you're drawing right now, but everyone can see everything we're working on, which I think is a nice little setup for everybody.
Yeah, that's how it should look. We used to do it where you could only see one side, and that was no good. That's not fun.
Yeah. And then you know I took over streaming and I did some real heavy brain crunching, and I was like, what if?
You're like, yeah, it used to suck, and now I do it, and it's good.
Sometimes you couldn't hear me for like a whole half hour.
Hey, you've done it to me too, so you don't get to use that anymore.
I know. I know, I did that to you. I lost that privilege
once.
Did
it with Ian Abramson.
I did, that's true. Oh man, that whole beginning of that stream was such a mess.
I mean, we're testing out new technology.
That's true. And I think I understand why the puppets were acting weird, because like the puppets didn't act weird for any of the other sketches. It was only for the radio DJs, and I think it's because I was using like each background was essentially like two 4K PNGs stacked on each other, and I've thought about how to simplify that. So like if we ever do that radio DJ sketch again, I'll be like, okay, well, I'll just simplify the background so it doesn't lag the entire fucking program out.
Well, there you go.
But I was thinking about starting to edit some DBT, some DrawBomb tonight.
That'd be fun. And then we'll do some more. We should record some more soon. Maybe we can get the robot sketch set up before next Monday.
Yeah, I was thinking, so like we're thinking about putting me as like a head on the TV, you know, so that I could like be a guy on the TV. And I thought about it, and like I have a Green Man costume that doesn't totally fit me, but what I can do is I can like put the Green Man costume on, but like just put it up around my neck, so then I could actually be like a floating head in the TV.
A floating head? Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do that.
So we're gonna have to do a little bit of testing with it, but I think I could make that work. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
So Doc says, gotta tell you right now, Brandon's Parappa is killing me.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see it.
I'm done, I think. I don't know what else to do. I know I failed.
I just started coloring mine. You're so much faster at drawing in this program than I am. I'm used to my Cliff Studio ways. Also,
I'm normally very slow at drawing. There's something about DrawBomb that's like I think good for me because it's just like very like I don't draw like I normally do. I just like let it rip. That's when I normally draw, I take way too long. I get too like in my own head about trying to make certain things right.
Yeah,
I get like lost in the sauce a lot.
I'm the same way, but like that's why it's weird. Like DrawBomb still like gets that weird like noodling. Like I haven't quite worked that out of me for DrawBomb, but like when we do like Jackbox games or Scribble, that's when I really like.
Scribble, you feel free. I can tell because you do like the most inspired drawings of the bunch, I think, and you do it quick.
Yeah,
I you know, everybody does some great stuff except for Kyle. This stuff is disgusting. And if,
he knows
if that was released to the public, he would go to prison.
Oh my god, if people ever got like transcripts, like Jackbox now saves your drawings and stuff like that, and like that's like it got me on edge a little bit sometimes because I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh no. Wham, 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 wham.
We have to yell over it so we don't lose our show.
That's fine.
We gotta replace it with that one I sent you.
Yeah. That one would be amazing. The what was it, Seabat cover of it?
Yeah, but with that meme that was like I don't know if you ever heard about that, but it was like some guy on Reddit was like,
yeah, that's Seabat. That's
okay,
that's the name of the song.
Right, but I didn't know if you knew the whole story behind it.
So I didn't at first, but my buddy, like I heard about it long after the fact. My buddy in Philly like played me CPAT, and I was like, oh hey, I remember this in like a Workaholics episode. He's like, yeah, well it kind of made a comeback because of a Reddit thread, and then he went on the whole spiel about it. It's so funny. You should just tell the story just for people in the chat who.
So basically, this guy was like talking about how he's like insistent on the song that he plays when he's having sex, and like he's used it with it's like his go-to, like he's like, this is how I do good. He plays the song,
it works with the rhythm or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, everyone loves it, but his girlfriend is like, in the story he's like trying to play, you get his perspective, and he's like, he still thinks it's a great, like it's
he's
like
the reasonable one in his mind,
it's his ace in the pocket or whatever, ace in the hole, and then he like slowly, like people are like trying to like dig what song it is, and finally he lets it slip, and it became this meme on like all of TikTok and
man,
and the whole internet, where everybody's making these jokes about like having sex to that song, and like his like girl, basically his like girlfriend or whatever, basically like was, I think, done with him because of this thing that he's so insistent on doing.
Yeah, I actually,
he's like, she asked me to stop playing the song.
There's
this more to add.
Well, there's this music guy I watch on YouTube. His name's Adam Neely, and because I'm a fucking nerd, but he talks about like so he's a musician, and he plays like jazz and like jazz fusion shit, and he's like a really talented bassist, and he does like cool video game covers with his band and stuff like that. And he went on tour, and but like he comes to his, like he does these videos about music theory and things like that, but he doesn't come at it strictly from like the clinical, like this is music theory, this is in the key of C. Like he talks, because like I think his mom is a psychology doctor or something like that. Psychology doctor sounds redundant and stupid, but his mom's like a psychologist, or his parents are both doctors, and I think his mom is a psychologist. So he kind of like likes to tackle certain music subjects from the psychological aspect of them, like why does this song make us feel this way, why does this do that. And he did a whole like 10-minute video about like, why is Seabat a song to or not to have sex to, and it's a whole, and so like he also showed a clip from his concert, and what they do is they have a guy who's like on the horns in their like 8-piece cover band, and they actually like do a cover of Seabat on tour, and it's hilarious because like the crowd just goes wild. It's great.
It's also funny because when he released, so he's talking about like, I have sex to this rhythm, and then he finally admitted what the song was, and the song is so like, I like the song, but it's
the
so,
rhythm
like,
is
the beat and rhythm is so like out there that it puts a visual in your head immediately, and that's what makes it so funny. I think that's why I took the internet by storm. But it's so just like, so you like picture a guy like, or somebody trying to move to that rhythm, and it's a funny visual.
Yeah,
his poor girlfriend.
Poor girlfriend. So yeah, you should watch that. I'll have to link to the Adam Neely video, but it's a pretty great video, because I love his videos in general. I think he just makes really smart and entertaining content. I hate the word content, but he just makes great videos. I actually highly recommend anybody who enjoys music or anything like that, check out his channel, because again, he doesn't talk strictly like I talked about this when I was streaming Resident Evil 8, but like there's one channel I watch called 8-Bit Music Theory, which is like where they kind of go over the music theory of like Nintendo songs or like other video game songs, and I can follow the videos for the most part, but then he gets like super in the weeds talking about like diatonic sounds and like major dominance, etc., etc. And I know some of that stuff, and like I feel like every time I watch one of his videos, I've learned, I know a bit more going into each video, so I can kind of keep up for longer, but I still eventually get lost along the way. But like the way Adam Neely does his videos is like you won't get lost. Like he doesn't get so far into the weeds that you lose track of like what is actually happening. Like he manages to keep it like broad enough that anyone can kind of keep up, but he also, again, he talks about the psychological aspect, so he's, you know, talking about the emotion that the songs kind of bringing us instead of like just strictly like, oh yeah, these are the chords, this is the key. I have also finished my parappa. I do feel like it's slightly off. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna go grab a picture of Parappa the Rappa, and then I'm gonna look at what you drew.
I guarantee you did better than me. Okay, yep. I just looked at yours. You did better than me. I'm realizing I made a lot of mistakes.
Mine's pretty off. Mine's actually not. Mine's like a 60%, I would say.
Mine's like a 10.
Oh my god.
The game would have been more fun if he looked like that, right?
That's amazing. I love that. All right, do you want to see?
Let me see what he looks like. I want to know how badly I failed. Oh. So, I think my hat is better than yours.
Your hat, well, yeah, your hat is definitely more accurate. It's just missing the frog in the center and the colors off.
Right, but it's
your colors are kind of flipped. Like your colors are essentially like an inverse.
Yeah. You got the pants dead on, and the shoes are pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know that they were little M's. That's kind of funny. I wonder if like the creator's name starts with an M or something like that.
Yeah, I had no idea for clothes. I just remembered that. Well, colors. I had no idea for colors. Obviously, I had clothes either because I didn't.
You didn't remember anything.
Pants,
right? You remember that? I'd give yours like a 20%, but like 100%
skin
in
color
looks.
is perfect. I nailed the skin color 100%.
You nailed the color. Mine's a little bit too golden retriever, I would say.
Yeah, he's orange.
Yeah, he's pretty orange right there.
And my ears are okay. He's just jumping. He jumped in the air.
He jumped. Okay.
My Parappa the Rapper. This is him after he's like 50 and he's lost his career.
All right, well, let's give each other like a percentage grade. Like draw it over the top of the other person's picture, but like, what's the percentage you would rate?
Okay.
You know, our respective.
Here. Let me give you. He's got an 80%. Well, no. Let me.
I feel like you could go lower than 75 is fair. I think.
See me after class. You did not study at all.
Kick. It's all in the mind. Gotta kick.
Kick, punch, kick, punch. During the there's one part in the kick, punch, turn, chop the door rap where I managed to make him say, I got a crap, because he's gotta, like, he says I gotta do I gotta something, and then he's like, crap, because sometimes like you press a button, he says like one half of a word and managed to make it sound like, oh yeah, no, it's the cooking one, because there's one where she's like, crack the eggs into the bowl, and teaching him how to make a cake, and he's like, gotta crack the egg into the bowl, but I just made it gotta crap.
That, as a child, that seems like a big achievement, honestly.
Oh, I was an adult. I was like fully a 21-year-old male.
Okay. Well, as a kid, that seems like a real achievement.
It would have been.
You did good. Yours is pretty good.
Thank you. His shirt is much more like I made mine more explicitly like a tank top, but his is kind of like a weird.
His is a tank top, but it's simple. Simple.
It's more simple.
Also, you rounded your head. He's got a square head.
Fully square, yeah.
His ears are kind of like the ones I drew, except not the way I drew them. More than yours. Yours are long.
Yeah, mine. Ears. His ears are kind of like a healthy cross between both of ours.
Mine is on drugs.
Yes, that is accurate.
His hands are not even close. I give him little dog hands.
I love you.
Someone hire me to be the art director on your project. I will make it memorable.
You certainly will. So I know we're almost towards the end, but do you want to try and do one more character from memory real quick? See if we can.
Sure.
All right. Who should
Let me save this real quick.
Yeah, please do.
Please? Yeah.
Please do. We gotta get those GIFs working again. So much to fix.
Who could it be? Anybody in the chat have any ideas? Or I'll try to think of one too.
I know we did Dexter from Dexter's Lab in the past. I don't know if that would be... I feel like I want to do a different character.
Let's do a new one, yeah. Scyther's the only one we're going to do repeat until we nail it.
Yeah, I feel like we got Parappa the Rappa close enough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is a good... This is like a good entryway into doing a bunch of goofy drawings of characters from memory.
Somebody says Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I feel like there's not enough parts to him. Like, I probably wouldn't nail a drawing of Courage, but I also feel like I want a character who's got...
It's a good recommendation, but
it is a good recommendation.
Yeah, thank you. But
let's see. I want to say Doug Funny, but
that's hard, man. I mean, it's not, but I would get some of it very right. But there's not enough parts.
I mean, plus, like, they made an explicit joke in the show about him wearing the same clothes every day. Like, he opens his closet and he's got the same clothes. Yeah. So I feel like that's just, like, that's half the job done from my memory, at least. Okay, so we did Parappa the Rappa, we did Scyther, so maybe we should just keep going video game route. What if it was...
Crash Bandicoot, or, like,
Crash would be funny, but maybe... Okay, what about Cortex? The Neo Cortex from that game.
Yeah, we could try. Let's try that.
That's kind of Dexter's Lab, though, isn't it? Like, it's a guy in a lab coat again. I don't know.
I mean, I mean, his head's completely different.
Yeah.
I feel like I might do pretty good at that one.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do it.
This is so fun watching us try and decide.
I know.
I'm gonna just real quick, I'm gonna Google, like, random pop culture character. Random character generator. Let's do that. These are pretty good ideas. Although, he's okay. Daniel Plainview. No, that's fine. Okay, what about?
Let's.
No, I got nothing.
What about?
I got a crap.
Could try Pinky and the Brain. Could try Rocco. Try.
Ooh, actually, okay. What about Rocco from? And I feel like, God, what? Why am I so picky? Let's do Heifer.
That's gonna be really hard, I think. Or I don't know. Let's try it. I'm not saying no. I'm just.
No, I know. I'm
just. I'm gonna struggle. All right, Heifer it is.
All right. Oh wait, I'm gonna.
Oh wait, I have to hide your stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Boy, I have no idea. Realize it right away. Okay. Wait, I hid your stuff. Okay.
I feel like I know generally like the character, but like the art style is one that I'm not gonna be able to like exactly replicate. But I guess that's kind of like the beauty of it, is trying to.
Yeah, the more you fail, the more fun. It's not fun to watch if we nail it.
True. We should try and come up with like a list, like not like all at once, but like over time, of like characters to try and draw from memory.
We should if the Discord was ever a little more like active, and that's on us too. I think we could use that for prompts and things like that.
This is true. Yeah, I know a lot of folks who got like successful streams who they like, you know, hey, and they ask like a week ahead of time or even like a day ahead of time, and then they just have like a whole list to kind of like pull from.
Yeah, I need to put some work into that myself.
We should have like I mean, I don't have the money to fucking buy a website, but I would love to have like a site where we at least post like the title cards, this and that, like just kind of like fun stuff. Yeah. The like a little gallery to like look at.
Yeah, my art. This is not right. Mine looks doesn't look ugly enough.
Yeah, they definitely on Rocco's Modern Life. They definitely like tried to push the sort of grotesqueness of things as much as they could, which was kind of like the style of the '90s, I would say. It was like gross, like Nickelodeon slime, just trying to make shit gross. Like kids like gross stuff. And nowadays it's like it feels like all the kids' content is like so sanitized in comparison. Which I don't know if that's for better or worse.
It's made in like Flash, like it's all like clean.
Yeah, focus group to all hell to like remove any edges. Then again, also like you get so many people who are like up in arms about like the slightest thing that like.
Yeah, you kind of have to be that way, right?
Yeah. I saw somebody refer to like putting like subtext in a movie, like having like a sort of like deeper philosophical question the movie's asking as like grooming, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, are we losing all concept of words now?
Yeah, I think so. I think some people are just like so reactionary that like anything that's like opposite of how they prefer things is like they have to come up with like the worst possible term for it to denigrate it so that they can kind of be right. And I'm like, dog, it's a movie, like that's the deeper subtext of the movie is like, is it okay to blah 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 blah, and it's like that's not grooming, that's just like putting forth a philosophical question. It's stupid. And like for adults. It's a movie like made for adults, like what the fuck. Stupid.
Yeah, who's getting groomed?
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about
no, not even kids movies. Like
a movie that had like something for adults to watch.
No, straight up like a fucking movie for adults, and the person like called having like subtext grooming, and I'm like, what? We've truly, at least this person has truly like just lost the plot, literally and figuratively.
I was talking to somebody recently who was like, their parents didn't. This is on them, but their parents didn't allow them to watch SpongeBob as a kid, and we were just talking about SpongeBob. And they were like, yeah, but doesn't that show have like a lot of like, you could tell that, I mean, I think I think it holds up, but I think a big part of why it still like holds a place in our hearts is because nostalgia, not so much, I mean, it does hold up, but not so many of us would watch it today
probably not.
If we didn't then.
I would still watch it, but again, it's because of nostalgia for sure.
Yeah, I'd be down to watch it, but I'm just saying like I might not find it, like I might not.
I wouldn't seek it out.
Dig up.
Yeah.
So it sounded like they hadn't watched it. And they were like, yeah, but doesn't that show have like a ton of like jokes that are like for adults and stuff like that? And I'm like,
not really.
Yeah, but they're not like dirty jokes. They're just kind of like, they're like.
I can't even think of many jokes in that like ours. Like,
I mean, there's jokes that a kid wouldn't understand, but they're jokes about like work and like life and like it's like adult things, but they weren't like dirty. The only few like dirty jokes I can think about is like SpongeBob is watching porn and it's just like a scene enemy, and then like Gary walks in
and he turns it off real quick.
Yeah, but that's not even, who cares if your kid sees that?
That's like not even like the worst like of that type of joke I've seen in like a kids show. Like,
right. So there's some stuff like that, but there's nothing like, I don't know, there's nothing really like gross.
Yeah, and I can't even think of many jokes that like went over my head. Like watching the show, like I've seen the show recently, and like maybe the last 5 to 8 years or something like that. And so like when I think about like the episodes I've seen, there's not a lot of jokes I remember going over my head as a kid. It's just that the jokes were like done well enough that they weren't stupid, and so like an adult could still watch the show and be like, hell yeah, that's hilarious. It wasn't like the jokes. Like I feel like a kid could watch SpongeBob and like still get like 99% of what is happening in the show. It's just like
picture some of the jokes that are like they make sense to an adult, but a kid is probably just like, what? I don't know. Like I think of like and maybe a kid would get it too. Maybe I'm not giving them enough credit, but I think of like I forget what the context is, but there's the one where it's like the guy it shows him like throughout the day, like looking out his window, and he's in his office. And then he gets in, and all of a sudden his wife's like, "Coming to bed, honey," and he's like, "I guess." it's like one of those like kids aren't having those like existential crises.
Yeah, that's like the 1% of the jokes that like, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick raised the clam together, and I feel like even as a kid I still pretty much understood everything going on in that episode.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Patrick comes home and he watches TV all day like a lazy slob and doesn't help with the diapers. Like, that's, you know, I've never raised a kid, but like even like when I was a kid, I was just like, I get it. Like, Patrick's a lazy shit. SpongeBob's doing all the work.
I guess that's like that's why the show I think holds up, is because a lot of the themes are like, because even though SpongeBob's like kind of like a kid, he's an adult. And he's like, a lot of it's about like work and like
it's one of the few
like, appreciated at your job and like
it's one of the few it's one of the few kids shows or like shows that are geared towards children that like the main character has a job and like works at it on a regular basis, you know, which is interesting. There's not a lot of kids shows are like one strictly like the main character is strictly a child, so they don't go to like work. So it's weird. Like there's all these aspects to it that like you wouldn't think would work as a kids show, but they just made it work.
But I think that's what sets it apart ultimately.
Yeah, that's why it's so universal, quote unquote, because yeah, again, and like the humor is not stupid. Like when I think of another show that has really good humor in it, that's like it's a show made for kids, but like you know, a lot of shows for kids are just like, oh, here's a flashing color, here's a loud noise. Isn't that hilarious, you dumb child? And like SpongeBob had like jokes in it that were funny and like good.
Yeah.
And I think like when I remember watching Gravity Falls, like at the beginning of pandemic, Gravity Falls was one of the first shows that like
it's a good show.
Watch. It's a great show, and I think that's another show where like the jokes in it are like actual, like the show is perfectly appropriate for kids, but like the jokes are like good, and so an adult can still like. I thoroughly enjoyed myself watching Gravity Falls. Like, it's a very well written show, but like the jokes aren't like the kind, like, you know, the jokes are funny, but they don't escape like a kid because they're like out of reach. Like a lot of like Rocco's Modern Life's jokes are like they go to like the grocery store, and like there'll be something like grotesque happening that a kid can enjoy, but like there's also like a scene where Rocco he's like looking for oil, like cooking oil, and he gets like the cooking oil from like a tanker spill called the Exxon Valdez, or Valdez, or however you're supposed to say it. Which is like, as a kid, I had no idea what the fuck that meant, but like as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, that was an oil tanker that spilled. But like it's weird how like
there's a good thing to add jokes that your parents can laugh at while they're watching this show with their kids. It's not like I mean, I get it, your kid, it's the entertainment's mainly for them if you're trying to like, but if you can find something that you both enjoy watching together, that's a win.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's why I think SpongeBob is like, I love Rocco's Modern Life, but that's why I think SpongeBob is a cut above, is because like the jokes that a kid's gonna laugh at are the same jokes an adult's gonna laugh at, and like there's not a lot of kids shows that do that. If they have like a joke for the adults, it's usually like separate, it's like compartmentalized from the jokes that the kid will get. Like, you know, again, the Exxon Valdez thing, D's nuts, but you know, if the adult is laughing at a joke in Rocco's Modern Life, there's a good chance they're laughing at a different joke than the kid's laughing at. Whereas in SpongeBob, right, it's all the same joke, which I think is
Double Rocket says, SpongeBob likes his job, so I still can't really relate. Well, you see, when you watch the show, as a child, you're supposed to relate to SpongeBob, and as an adult, you relate to Squidward.
Exactly. Yeah, you kind of shift focus on like who, like SpongeBob is looking insufferable.
Back, Squidward is the most sane person in Bikini Bottom once you grow up.
Yeah, it is funny how like the perspective, like as a kid, you're like, Squidward's such a jerk, which is also funny because SpongeBob says that. But then, you know, as an adult, you're just like, God, living next to SpongeBob would be the worst. Like, he would fucking drive me nuts. Although I do want that imagination box. That shit sounds great.
I think mine's done.
Mine is just about done.
I think I failed.
I'm coloring the top. Did you color your heifer?
Yeah, real fast.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just finishing up the colors on mine. I'm like doing the last little bit right now. I feel like
I think I'm gonna get another like. I'm gonna get
see
like
me after
30%.
class.
Yeah, I deserve a see me after class for this.
I feel like I'm gonna get like I'm somewhere in between 30 and 50%. I feel like that's where I'm at. But I also thought I was a lot closer with my Parappa the Rappa than I actually was. So you know.
Your Parappa the Rappa was pretty good. That was a 75.
Yeah, I really
opinion.
thought I was much more on the money with it though. Like I thought I had the shirt down pat. I thought I had the hat like just right. You know, I thought there were aspects of it that I definitely got much more than I did.
Right. There's some. I don't remember characters' clothes. I'm learning from this exercise.
Interesting. What do you remember about characters? Do you like that you feel like you're like sort of you gravitate
I feel like their
towards?
faces is the thing I remember the most, and then the rest is kind of like a guess.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Because I consider both of us kind of like to be character design minded in a way. Like we both have done a fair share of it for like our projects and stuff like that. And I don't know. I feel like as a person who is an appreciator of those things, like I study or like I tend to pay special attention to some of those aspects. I don't know.
I mean, we are talking about also digging out like things I haven't seen in years.
This is true.
So.
All right.
Don't know.
I'm all finished.
I might do better with things up. Okay, I'm gonna do the reveal.
All right.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
So you forgot ears, but your clothes are better. Your clothes are more accurate.
All right. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you definitely got the clothes wrong. I feel like you've gotten more, like you got the tail, you got the hair color right, I'm pretty sure, and like I forgot about the,
so.
Yeah, all right. You ready? Yeah. Wait, this is gonna actually look weird if I, hold on one sec. Let's get a better drawing. I want one of these that doesn't have like a transparent background. Or that's like actually like of any sort of size. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. So his body's a full circle.
Yeah.
You did pretty good with his clothes.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I got the legs so right.
And his like nose, you got that like. We both like did things with the neck that he doesn't even have one really. I don't think you see that often.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm sure
you
you
don't.
see it from certain angles.
I'm looking at like various screenshots and like his neck is not visible. Like there's even one where he's like you see his back and he's like looking and you can't even see his neck from a back view. As so a lot of it.
His little spiff on his head. I remembered that the green hair.
Yeah, his is kind of like more rockabilly sort of like swoop. It's like almost like Johnny Bravo style.
It's like gelled.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I failed.
Okay, well, we should grade them once again, like grade each other's.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna. What would I give your grade? Yours is like. Yours looks more like that shitty like barnyard show sort of thing. Not like I'm saying yours is shitty, but like
you're a shitty barnyard show.
I'm also gonna give this one a 20%. I'm gonna give it 25 because you got like the hair and the tail right, and the ears, and the horns. Or no, the horns are.
I need to work on it. But if you need me to draw an apple, I can do that. I don't even need to look at a reference.
you can picture that apple right in your brain.
Yeah, I can. I'll give you 100% apple.
Hell yeah. Type 1 apple. More of a type 5
apple.
Giving
you 60%.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm surprised about how close I got it, honestly.
Yours
Did you watch?
Like,
sorry, go ahead.
You'd find yours on a T-shirt in like some other country.
Yeah, mine's like the Spencer's gift.
It will say like Rocco underneath. This is a picture of Rocco.
Yeah. Yours is Hoffer.
Yours is cow.
Yeah.
Cow man.
Coming. Yeah, these are pretty good. Yeah. Did you watch the Rocco's Modern Life like movie thing they came out with like on Netflix like beginning of pandemic-ish?
I did. We talked about it on the show. It was
we did, that's right. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought I would give it about like a 70%.
Like accuracy to the characters, like what we're doing right here with our vote.
Just like vibes, you know, like accuracy to vibes sort of situation.
Yeah, that's fair.
75.
70.
Yeah, 75%, something like that. All right. It's pretty good. Brandon,
do you have anything to plug?
You know, I happen to have something to plug. First of all, that guy's YouTube channel.
We have the same thing to plug.
Well, that guy's YouTube channel who does the KK Slider things that I mentioned earlier. Check that out if you like KK Slider remixes. But also, the DrawBomb YouTube channel. Is that what you were gonna say? What? Is that
what
you
might
were
I
gonna
find
say?
there?
Well, we
Yeah,
just
that's what I was
posted.
gonna say.
We just posted our newest short from the Empty Head Buffet series, which is a series of shorts we've been producing with Lisa, aka Shiny Doggy. The newest one, it went up this morning, and let me just look at the stats real quick. I doubt it. I know for a fact it didn't do as good as our cooking show one, which, you know, that's to be expected.
It's all right.
Let's see real quick. What's the stats? We are at 27 views.
Oh.
So. So go watch it, please, folks.
Go take a peek.
Go watch it. Go
Get it
comment.
Up to 28 for us.
Give it a comment. Give it a like. YouTube likes those things.
Yeah. Do all the things.
Do it.
Yeah, that's what I have to pitch as well. Check it out. You know, we lots of goodies over there, and the new one is great. We did some like mixed media stuff.
Yeah,
there's some live action stuff going on in this new one. You know, we're just having fun over there.
Yeah, we're just having a good old time. Just trying out new stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was a fun experiment. Like I definitely think like it was cool to branch out and do something new with that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed making it. I had fun. I was running around in the woods with a sock puppet on my arm. So
that's true.
You know,
yours is great.
So was yours. So was Lisa's.
Lisa's.
They were great.
They were all good. I enjoyed all of them. How crazy!
They're good. I like them. They're great.
Hey! Whoa! All right. That's all I got to plug. Otherwise, I don't know.
Same. Thanks everybody for watching. Bello Rocket, Leviathan Den, Zone Dog, Z-Newts,
Business Daddy and Business Father, both of them.
Business Papa and the rest.
Yeah.
You know,
and the rest.
Who else?
I think.
Everybody did I not?
I feel like that's everybody.
Lizeze.
Oh, Lizeze was here. I'm sorry, Lizeze.
Yeah. We appreciate you all. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We will catch you next time. On the DrawBomb.
I'm gonna before we fully fade out. I'm gonna do one last thing.
Wow.